An open letter to old men in department stores.
An open letter to old men in department stores? Why? What could this possibly achieve, people? What could there be in the world today where an open letter to old men in department stores could possibly be needed in this day and age? Well, find out, people.
Dear old men in department stores, stop hitting on me.
Wait, all old men? So married old men? Asexual old men? Old men who simply don't care about sex anymore because their drive has diminished due to old age? Gay old men? Bisexual men who prefer males? Can you be a bit more specific, please? And the fact of the matter is, you can't stop these guys from apparently hitting on you. And by the way, just to ask this question, because everyone needs to ask this, are they actually hitting on you? Or are you perceiving them to be hitting on you? Like, they could just be saying, hello dear, how are you? Nice day, isn't it? What are you looking for? You know, trying to drum up a conversation, because back in the old days, people used to talk to each other. Just wondering, maybe there's a slight generational difference here, and what he perceives as chatting to a person, you perceive as hitting on. But then again, you're a feminist, and everything is rapey and sexual, so yeah, why am I not surprised?
Just because a woman happens to work in the public space that you're currently inhabiting, doesn't mean you have a free pass to comment on her appearance.
Well, the fact of the matter is, it's a public space, and there's nothing stopping him from saying, you look very nice today, my pretty, how are you? You really don't have the right to tell him not to say that, because it's a public space, as you said, so he does have the right to say that. Whatever country you live in's free speech laws protect that. Thankfully, you do not live in Nottingham, so you cannot arrest these people for basically looking at you and talking to you the wrong way. Only you wish you had that. And look, if these guys really are causing you issues, which I doubt they actually are, why don't you just get the security to give them a word? Or your supervisor. Come on, it's not hard, rather than, you know, be passive aggressive and create some stupid open letter on YouTube.
Especially when she's 30 years younger than you are and you're with your preteen daughter.
This is showing your age. You're probably not even 20 yet. You must be in your late teens. Because now you're talking about middle-aged men, not old men. Because when I think of old, I think roughly late 60s, although even that is pushing it, to 70s or 80s. And by the time you're in your 80s, I don't think you're really going to be hitting on many women. As I said before, your libido diminishes as you get older. At least if you're a man. And I highly doubt the validity of your life experience at this point, because why the hell would you hit on someone in front of your teenage daughter? Why? That's not a good thing for them to see, especially as how these guys react when boys do it to them. But see, this is why I think it's bullshit, people. They're not hitting on her. They're probably just being normal human beings, and she's a brainwashed feminist, and she thinks they're hitting on her. Potential rapists, because you know, all men are potential rapists, remember? Even fathers.
It's gross, and you're creepy.
Shock horror! A man talking to a woman is creepy. Who'd have thunk it? The only reason you find it creepy is because these guys are unattracted to you and they're older than you. That's why you find it creepy. They might not actually be hitting on you. They might actually be asking for advice, like, where's the women's section? Where's the men's section? Or where can I find jeans for my daughter who's a specific height and weight and all sorts of stuff that most shops don't seem to stock the thing that she needs? Maybe they're just being normal people, but you don't like old men, so it's creepy.
Really wish you would all stop assuming that if a woman's nice to you, she's like encouraging your romantic or sexual advances.
Now you see, as a man who's probably older than you by only a couple of years, I would wish that you would stop believing that just because I'm older than you and I'm talking to you, that I want to hit on you, and that I am somehow emotionally immature enough to think that just because you're being nice to me that you're trying to hit on me. And by the way, sometimes some people happen to be somewhat naturally flirty. Whether or not that exists or not remains to be seen. So sometimes there is a little bit of a blurred line between what is just simple, between what may be hitting on and what is flirting, and what is simply being nice. Sometimes people just cannot tell. But these guys are a lot older than you and me. They have a lot more maturity than you and me, and I think they would know the difference by now, especially as he has kids. So he's dated, he knows how it works. I highly doubt he thinks you're trying to hit on him, especially when he's probably asking you for advice.
It's 10 a.m. and we're standing in the curtain aisle. I'm not flirting with you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knows that, and I'm pretty sure this guy has a lot of important things to get through and doesn't need this passive-aggressive feminist who can't do her job correctly, treating him like shit because she thinks he's creepy and hitting on her when he's already dealing with someone who's probably a tantrum-causing little kid as well. He just wants to get out of the department store as fast as possible, get what he needs, because that's what men do. You see, women take their time in department stores and go try things on, do all these things. So men just go in, get out, and if it doesn't fit, usually they'll bring it back and swap, or maybe they'll go to changing rooms as well. It's in and out as quick as possible. I doubt they'd stick around long enough to try and flirt with someone who who works there. I don't see that happening. At least in this country, men tend to just go in and out of department stores. Because, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but there's not a lot of socialising going on in these places.
And before you try to insist that it's just a compliment and you're just trying to be nice, please hear me when I tell you that it doesn't make me feel good about myself when you look me up and down and ask if I'm happily married.
I fucking knew it, people. I called it. They're not hitting on you. They're socialising with you. They're trying to strike up conversation with you while you help them buy the things that they need to buy or to check out. Why would they be hitting on you if they're asking if you're happily married? But hey, you know what? From your perspective, they're gauging if you're single or not. But maybe, just maybe, they're wondering if you're married or not. Just wondering. And by the way, I noticed you like a lot of retro bands, and I see you have a Stone Roses poster up on your wall. Most of those bands are in their 50s to 60s, and if it was them who were hitting on you, would you feel creeped out? Would you spurn them? Would you be doing an open letter to Ian Brown or Manny or Squire or Rennie, for example? No, you wouldn't, because they're famous, because you like them. You probably think they're hot, even in their old age. You see how it works, people? Double standards. And she won't deny it.
But that wasn't really the purpose of the comment, was it?
Compliments are compliments. Just because you can't take a compliment doesn't mean that these people are being creepy and they want to hit on you. Sometimes they're just being nice, and maybe they appreciate the hard work that you are about to talk about and want to make you feel good. I'm just wondering, because by the way, I've been hit on by older women before. I've been kissed by them at gigs and at parties and stuff like that. I don't care. I don't make a fuss. I don't complain. It's all a bit of fun. I would only complain if they tried to rape me, which isn't gonna happen anytime soon, but then again, I don't know. Touch wood and hope for the best, okay? Some people are just nice. Deal with it.
I'm at work, which means I'm all but contractually obligated to appease you.
Well, you could always quit your job and go and work at a call centre where you won't be near anybody who could hit on you if they're a customer at least. But by the way, that's no way to treat your customers like that. Contractually obligated to please you. No, you're not contractually obligated to please them. You are contractually obligated to provide them a decent service. Yes, they should treat you with respect, if they are or not doing what you say they're doing. But the customer is always right, isn't it? And if you're going to treat all the guys in that department store, because by the way, you're not making any specification as to who these old guys actually are, then why are you doing this job then? I find it hard to believe that you've not been hit on by anybody who isn't a lesbian or something, because I've known girls who've been hit on by older women. It happens. It's something that happens. There's not much we can really do about it. All you can do is tell your supervisors, this particular individual here is being creepy. Can you please give them a word? And then that's it, like I said before. Or quit your job and try and work somewhere where there is no contact with the customer or something. Oh wait, you don't have any qualifications for that.
And you know that. You hit on me because you know that I can't outright reject you.
I'm pretty sure that your contract does say that you are provided protection from unruly customers, and that you can eject them from the premises. You have security, right? You have supervisors. Use them. Just because you are contractually obligated to be nice to them and to provide them a decent service does not mean that you have to put up with this type of behaviour. Whether or not you actually are is up for debate. But that is not what it says in your contract. It's what it says in my contract at work as well. Treat the customer with respect and make sure that they also respect you, and if they don't respect you, then they can be removed because they're being unruly. They are disrespecting you. Nowhere in any contract does it say that. That's ridiculous. Do you actually work? And I doubt these people know what's in your contract at all, and I doubt they know that you can't reject them. You can reject these people. But of course, nothing's actually happening. They're not hitting on you. They're asking. They're just socializing. And by the way, people, this is actually a feminist. This is actually from a feminist channel that uploads mirrors from these people's channels. They consider this an actual issue.
And that makes you feel good about yourself.
At this point, I'm pretty sure you don't know how hitting on works, but never mind, people. I think we should move on to the next point.
You're like those hunters who clip the bird's wings and then hold up what they've caught as if it's some sort of accomplishment.
Oh please, don't have such a high opinion of yourself that you think that them talking to you is somehow some kind of massive achievement for them that they have to show to the world. Oh look, I talked to this pretty lady who's working and helping me with my shopping and stuff. Isn't this grand? No, seriously, they do not. These people have lived longer lives than you and have probably achieved better things than you, or have achieved things that might not be considered pretty big in the grand scale of the universe and history, but are still better than anything that you could possibly hope to achieve with this video. Just saying.
But I'm not a bird.
Technically, bird is another word for girl in Britain, but never mind. Do go on. I just wanted to point that out, people.
And the absence of my vitriol doesn't mean you've won me.
You make it sound like you're at the club and you're talking to someone at the bar and they want you to go to their place and stuff like that. No, this is the department store. I don't think this is what they're trying to do at all, love. I think this is just all in your head. This is a fantasy. This is your ideology playing tricks on your brain, thinking that every old man who happens to be socializing with you is out to get you. Well, I've got news for you. No, a lot of them have priorities, and you're not one of them.
I didn't ask for your opinion on my face because I don't want it.
Well, sadly, they can say what they want in a public place, and you don't live in Nottingham, so you can't get them arrested for this shit. So, yeah, tough luck. You're gonna just have to either report these people to your supervisors, as I said before, again and again, because you don't seem to get it, or suck it up and do your job, because, trust me, I've had to deal with far worse than just this. Trust me, in my job. But hey, whatever. This is an actual issue that all needs addressing. Old men talking to people.
The only reason why I smile and say thank you when you needlessly comment on my appearance is because if I said what I was actually thinking, I'd probably get fired.
To be honest, with this attitude that you have towards a particular demographic of people, I think I would fire you anyway. But then again, I'm not a boss, so I can't do that, and it'd probably be breaking the law, even though I could argue that this affects customer feedback and customers wanting to come back because there's this person who's prejudiced against them because they think they're trying to go after them and do all these horrible things, and even though they're not that horrible, but whatever, you know, I wouldn't employ you because I know you have this attitude towards people and that you just view it as something you're contractually obligated to deal with, even though you're not. You can deal with this type of shit by reporting them, because contracts aren't there to make you suffer, they are there to also protect you. But never mind, let's continue, people. It's near the end now.
Bottom line, I have a name, and it's not beautiful, sweetheart, or good looking.
You know, maybe they just hadn't asked your name yet, and already you're going, oh my god, don't call me these terms of endearments, I have a name. Yeah, they know you have a name, they just haven't asked you for your name yet. Jesus Christ, these people are far more Asperger's than I could ever possibly be, not understanding these simple social things. I got it straight away.
Maybe next time, try looking at my fucking name tag. Sincerely, Jessie Springer.
Oh yeah, you have name tags. Well, maybe they didn't notice you had a name tag, but still, you know, who cares? They're using terms of endearment. I get called this all the time. In fact, once I had a job where there was this person from Newcastle and she wouldn't stop saying love and darling, stuff like that, because she couldn't help it. That's how she was. That was a girl saying that. I liked it. It was part of her personality. It made her more human. It made her more nice to be around because she was saying it in such a nice way. And I reckon this is what they're doing it in as well. They're trying to be nice to you. But, you know, people, this is the entitled, idiotic, brainwashed millennial women that we all know and love. So, not much we can do. We're just going to have to hope that eventually she realises not everybody's out to get her and to hit on her, and they just want to get their clothes and be pointed in the right direction. So, until next time, this has been CharmingMan93. Like, share the video, donate to that Patreon if you want to see me do this full time, and I will see you all later. Peace.